Hey guys, we're back with the I don't know what clip number this is, like maybe like the third one. So here's what we've done. So we had this extra upper radiator coolant hose that we use to mock up and get the distances right for the to add the inline Mishimoto sensor housing. I'm going to go show you that in a second at the car. What you see here are a couple of pieces that we trimmed off of the current hose that we're using, which is I'm not going to say the name of the manufacturer because I'm not a fan. This hose that you see here I'm touching, that's a Concept Z Performance. I love it. It's silicone, but this color of the expanded piece that I'm holding in my hand is closer to the powder coat. It just matches really well. And so because it's a show car, we care about stuff like that. But I'm going to walk out and show you where we're at. So we took this hose, mocked it up, got the sensor housing in it, went it back and forth to the Z many times, and we're going to go ahead and take this sensor with us and walk out. I'll show you where we're at. It's not beautiful. We need to get some new clamps that are shiny and beautiful, and we're going to do that here this morning. And let me show you where we're at. So what we have, it's not beautiful, but it'll look more beautiful when these nasty old clamps are replaced with brand new ones. We're going to do that. But what we have done, we've got the Mishimoto inline. It's a lot of clamps because it has to be clamped in. We cut that hose. We've inserted the Mishimoto. As you can see, we made sure that we didn't flatten our hose there, so you kind of have to rotate that around and kind of work with it until you have it as round as possible. You want maximum coolant flow from that outlet pipe. And then what we're going to do here, just for your benefit on the camera and for ours, because we haven't done it, is we're going to go ahead and screw this sensor in. It's going to look contraption-y. I already know that. So you're probably thinking, okay, you've got the sensor in. That's kind of where it has to go, unless we wanted to get a much larger diameter one and put it over here more in the barrel, because this hose goes from a small diameter to a large diameter. This hose is not a continuous diameter. So we bought this hose, this inline clamp axis for 300 ZX, and what that means is it'll fit this size fitting. I think it's a 34 millimeter, will fit this size of the hose. It will not fit that side. So this is where it's at, and it's going to look pretty wonky unless what we're thinking about doing, and actually we'll go ahead and go get it. We might move this Mishimoto down a little more, but you can see the M. That's a really cool logo. But we got a cable that's going to be coming out here that isn't going to just be flying through the air. Ideally, we would like to route it maybe back under. We might even rotate this around so that the sensor harness comes back around behind that pipe up and then mates with these, and we'll just zip tie them all together. So this is the very first time we put it on. We just want to make sure that it fits. What we're going to probably do is tighten this down, start the car, and make sure we don't have any leaks. And then we're going to figure out how do we route that sensor harness. I'm thinking, because we don't want to come along the front of the motor, but we might route it right here in this little avenue right in behind the, actually could probably put it right behind the top of that carbon fiber shroud cover. I'm not sure yet, so we're going to do another clip when we get the harness out here and kind of play with it a little bit, kind of figure out, how are we going to route this? And we'll figure it out. Once we figure it out, we'll shoot a clip and show you how we're going to route it. And what we're going to do is we're just going to start right here at the sensor itself, routing the harness back in the neatest fashion possible, all the way back to this part of the firewall. So I'll show you back here where we're going to go. We're going to come down right there and go in that hole, that beautiful hole that's being used by, originally was just for the hood release, but we've got the boost gauge and the boost gauge and the Mishimoto 16307 phantom wiring harness are both wiring routing through there. And now we're going to have a third wire, and that's going to be the wiring harness for this sensor. So that's kind of where we're at. We're at an interim step. We're going to figure out exactly how we want to route it, and that will probably determine the ultimate position of this sensor housing. We're certainly probably not going to leave it like that. So we'll shoot a clip here in a minute and kind of show you what we figured out. All right, see you in a second.